This is Nicholas Kutniak. He's got, because Nicholas Kutniak's home is like Fox Sports.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
I talked to him about how to do this, and he said, got a spare pocket mixer, I'll drop it over. And they're like, yes.
That's funny. I can hear my own voice for the first time.
Yes, this is great.
Jess Neville or Jessica Neville?
Jessica. I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's go with Jessica.
Yeah, okay.
So, yes, continuing that, Jessica Neville will be centre back.
Yeah.
Ooh, hang on. This is actually, yeah, we might have to wing it with this back four.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, Mia Master is centre back or full back? Full back to, so, okay, that would be less changes for Boyan to make. Yep. Okay, yeah, so what have we got? So, yes, we said, so I think based on last week, yes. So what's this? Hale made a boat for attack, Huddersfield and Malone for midfields. So then Knight will be centre back alongside Neville, because that was last week, which Masteris and Radmillo fullbacks. You're down? Yes. By the way, did you say hi to Megan?
That's what I was going to do.
Yes. Yeah.
Lane Knight, Mia Mastoris, Jessica Neville, Amanda Radmillo, Tanil Hay, Sharina Harris, Maddie Malone, Erin Phelan, Abigail Bogue, Tiana Almeida. Nicholas Simmons, Aisling Davidson, Zoe Murdoch, Helena. Is it Helena? Yeah.
Helena Berridge. Yeah.
Helena Berridge.
I mean, sorry.
It says Helen on the thingy.
Helena
Berridge. Yeah. Tamsin Buchanan, Bella Donaldson, Bianca Galaini, Monique Calder, Rachel Glendenning, Elin Rosenberg, Semazar, Gemma Woolley. Okay. It's a significantly higher level of professionalism.
Yes,
hear each other.
Yes, that's right. So back up. Ooh, 3-9. Wait a minute. That is 12. That's all outfields. Which means, if I understand that.
Yeah, the goalkeeper got sent off in the under 23s last week. They've got no sub goalie.
But, however, if I got the regs correctly, it means one of them has to be named as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, so
which means one of them can only come as a goalkeeper.
He said his choice was he was going to put a 17-year-old from the under 18s as a sub or do something else. He said he was going to try and figure that out.
Yeah. Okay. So it could be it. But I believe, my understanding of the regs, that's one of them's got to be, actually.
One of them's going to be nominated. But you can play outfield still. If you want to, you can be outfield. Appia did earlier in the year. They played their outfield goalie. They played their goalie outfield.
Okay, they did, yeah. That's
in
right.
The weird, the weird Lightning game.
Yeah, yes. That's right, correct. Okay.
Let's see where it is. I'm going to just take this off now.
Sure. Hang on. That's fine. So testing, 1, 2. Can't. Yep, keep good. Testing, 1, 2. League One Women's Grand Final, Valentine Sports Park. Hills versus SD Raiders. Okay. Testing, 1, 2. League One, sorry? Hang on, I don't. This is quieter. Oh yeah, that's barely moving. Testing. Oh no, same line. What am I talking about? Testing, 1, 2. Hills, SD Raiders. Yeah, he's probably going to talk louder than this anyway. So. First rate. Yeah. Gavin, filming the presentation, right? Because you just started.
Yeah, I'll start with the presentation. Okay, cool. I'll look sharp then.
Yeah,
we're doing it down there.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, so. Right, I'll look my best.
Thank you, Dave. Yeah, oh, great. Yes. Oh, good point. Yeah. Don't think so. Yeah, okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's the best way. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel for a massive game. It's the big one, the grand final in League One Women's between Hills United and SD Raiders. It's first versus second. The Premiers Hills versus second place SD Raiders. They've already played twice this season, and 2 great games they were as well. And this is going to be a fitting end to the 2025 League One Women's season. Eric Subihano here at Football New South Wales headquarters at Valentine Sports Park. And I'm delighted to say that I am not by myself on commentary tonight, because I'm joined by someone else who has been the commentator for Toy Triumph, scoring twice at Harry Denning Reserve. Thank you so much, David Feeney, for your company.
Mate, it's an absolute pleasure to be here with you. You are the king of callers in League One Women's, and so to be here alongside you, adding a little bit of colour to your play-by-play commentary, it's an absolute pleasure to be here. You said it right. Terrific game. Very interesting. Both of these two teams could claim favouritism, but both of them could claim to be the underdog as well.
Yes.
One has won the league, one has won the Premiership, the other came second, and so the team that came first, Hills United, surely they're the favourites. But they didn't beat SD Raiders during the season, as you just mentioned, and so does that make SD Raiders the favourites? So both of them favourites, both of them underdogs. That tells us it's definitely going to be a close game.
Yes. And as Football New South Wales photographer Angela Deporbay is taking pre-match photos. By the way, well done. And a thank you to the League One Women's writer Justin Davies for giving us the tip-off. Well, we love seeing Tennille Hay walk out with her kids for this one, but it's team photograph time. And by the way, before we go into the lineups, might just give a shout out to the 13, the match officials. So in the center with the whistle, Mia Velarde. The assistant closest to us, Hannah Sheridan. The assistant on the scoreboard side of Valentine Sports Park, Casey Fleming. Tonight's 4th official is Charlotte Flynn. And the officials, as you can probably see, are in what I like to call radioactive orange jerseys. You can't miss them, David.
You absolutely can't miss them. And Leon, look at the detail of the officials. There's some younger officials, but this is the time where you've got to give some younger officials an opportunity to get used to refereeing grand finals. And so this will also be a fantastic experience for them too.
Okay. So it looks like we're going to have a minute's silence. Once that is completed, we'll go through quickly the starting lineups for this League One Women's Grand Finals underway. In case you're wondering about the noise, there's a penalty shootout going on behind us. The joys of end-of-season content at Valentine Sports Park. But yes, we'll just keep it quiet for a bit, and then we'll give you the lineups. Okay, so immaculately preserved minute silence here on Valentine Sports Park, field number 2. We've got enough time to go through the lineups. So usual kits for both: yellow jerseys for Hills, green jerseys for SD Raiders, and as the two captains, who will be Jessica Neville and Aisling Davidson, do the pre-match formalities. Start first off with the Hills lineup, unchanged from their semi-final victory over Marconi. So we expect a 4-1-4-1 formation for them. Nicola Simmons in a goal for Hills. At the back, Tamsin Buchanan, Aisling Davidson, Nicola Simmons number 1, Tamsin Buchanan number 15, Aisling Davidson is number 3, Zoe Murdoch number 33, and Helena Berridge number 13. 5 in the midfield, and the deepest of them we expect to be number 8, who is Bella Donaldson, and the other 4, number 10, Bianca Galliini, number 25, Monique Holder, number 14, Ellen Rosenberg Semazar, and number 17, Rachel Glendenning. And up front, a scorer in the semi-finals, along with Monique Holder. The player up front for Hills is number 7, Gemma Woolley. So SD Raiders starting lineup, we're expecting 4-3-3 for them. Number 1 in goal, Natasha Pentecost. At the back, number 5, Amanda Radmillo. Number 8, Lane Knight. Number 6, Jessica Neville. And number 4, the only change for this side coming in is number 4, Mia Masteris. 3 in midfield, number 18, Maddie Malone. Number 2, Sharina Harris. Number 22, Erin Phelan. And the 3 in attack, number 7, Abigail Bogue. Number 10, Tiana Almeida. And number 35, Tennille Hay. So, Dave, we're about to get underway. Stopwatches at the ready. And just briefly, your thoughts. What are you looking forward to with this contest?
I think if you look at the results from during the season across the league, these were clearly the two best sides. Significant number of goals scored by Hills. They'll be very confident that they can get the score sheet. But this SD Raiders side, very, very solid at the back. And a lot of consistency at the back. They all played 20-plus games together. The smallest amount of games played was 21. So very solid, very compact, very organised defence. So the irresistible force against the immovable object.
Yes, and I think Hills, 93 goals for the season. The league's highest scorers, 3 ahead of St George FC, who finished in 5th. And got a bit more of a goal-scoring fact as it's Hills with the first attack. Down their left-hand side near the corner flag. Trying the run around here. There are cutback options, but there's also a good tackle from Matty Malone of the SD Raiders. This is down the line to Almeida. I think it might be Buchanan on the far side. It is Buchanan. Hills left back. It's actually getting far forward and getting in the face of her opponent. That will be an SD Raiders throw, but my other point is that Hills' top 4 scorers, who are Isabella Chaberis, unfortunately injured, but Jess Wooden, Ellen Semazar, and Gemma Woolley. Between them, they've actually scored more goals, just those 4, than every other team in the league except St George. So, yes.
Well, the St George stats as well. It was to come not far down the ladder, but to have scored so many goals was an interesting quirk to the league this year.
Yes, and we will go through the 2 sets of substitutes in a moment, but firstly, a Tamsin Buchanan throw-in. Looks like she's going for distance. Decent enough, aiming for Gemma Woolley in the box, but it bounces away. And a little bit of hurley pressure from Hills, but now I think that is Tennille Hay, but she can't wrangle it in. And Hills with the ball once again. Here's Donaldson. SD Raiders take over on the far side, and Almeida calming it down back. So first touch with the feet, at least, for the goalkeeper, Natasha Pentecost. Now that could be an intercept from Galliani, and she's tripped, surely. So yes, early set piece for Hills. I'll run through the bench just quietly. So for Hills, backup keeper is Sarah Easthope, Amy Mastop and Rani Plummer defensive options, and the attacking options at the disposal of coach Alan Tassis, Jess Wooden, Portia Barrios, Ellen Barrios. For SD Raiders, well, it's an interesting one, and we were discussing this, David. Yes. There's not a recognised keeper on the bench, so we don't know who would come on in the worst case scenario, but the names for SD Raiders that Boyan Radmiller could bring on later: Angelina Masteris, Brittany Duggan, Rogan Pollard, Amelia Sabetta, Abuk Noor, and Sarah Mandile.
Yes, Boyan Radmiller mentioned to me that the under-23s keeper got a red card in the under-23 semi-final and is therefore suspended for this game.
Yes, that's unfortunate timing, but as we look at this set piece, it's a decent delivery. There's the header, but it's an easy save for Pentecost. He goes for the quick distribution to Almeida, the hero of that really dramatic 3-2 semi-final win for SD Raiders over Central Coast Mariners. Not many things more dramatic than a winner in the 120th minute, but SD Raiders on the attack. And it's Mia Masteris, because there's Angelina Masteris on the bench. I knew I was going to make that mistake at some point, but the attack for SD Raiders a little bit held up, and then that will run through to Nicola Simmons.
And you were right, Eric. Tennille Hay will be up front here. I think regular viewers of the Football New South Wales YouTube channel would know her more as a defender, but she is up front today, as you predicted.
Yes. So luckily, I had called an SD Raiders game where she was on the right wing. I mean, believe me, I was surprised to see that. I think that was their 1-0 round 10 win over Marconi, where she actually scored the winner. But yes, at the start, I was surprised to see her in attack. But Tennille Hay, not just any defender, actually 2 years ago, an NPL championship winning defender for MacArthur Rams. So, sorry, 2 years, actually, and last year as well, so a double championship winning defender for MacArthur Rams. But that ball from Holder is going to run over the sideline.
7 goals this year in 21 games. Yes. So for a defender, that's a terrific return. But they do send her up front for those set pieces, of course. Yes. She's a tall player.
Yes. Absolutely. And that's one to look out for. And it's Boyan Radmiller would be loving Tennille Hay's versatility, as down the near touchline they go and touch off Hills for an SD Raiders throw. By the way, I mentioned the 4 highest Hills scorers. But for SD Raiders, Tiana Almeida with 16 goals for the season, closely followed by Abigail Bogue on 13 goals. And then, as you said, David, Tennille Hay, 7 for the season. That's a better than decent long throw from Lane Knight, so SD Raiders might try to use that later if they get an attacking throw-in, when Denning is stopped by Maddie Malone.
The chaos you might be able to hear on the mics. The penalty shootout has come to a conclusion behind us.
Yes.
It was MacArthur versus Manley in an underage men's game.
Yep.
It's 5 rows against the Silvertails. The Silvertails have won.
Yes.
The Silvertails have won on penalties, we've just been told.
Yes, so that is it. And yes, by the way, just as this will be a Hills set piece coming up, but yeah, it's, as I said, absolute chaos here at Valentine Sports Park. So you know it must be early September. It's Association Youth League Grand Finals going on in the field behind us. But yes, Manly have won a shootout. Their 18s won a shootout, so you know someone making up for their 15s or their 15s losing one earlier in the day. But anyway, back to this set piece from Bella Donaldson. Everyone except Tennille Hay, interesting enough, back for SD Raiders. Donaldson delivers. It's a good one, but it's headed away. Glendenning does not get to the ball first. Now she's got a chase, and she does well. Uses her body well against Abigail Bogue to prevent the counterattack. Did Gemma Woolley stay on side? The flag is going to stay down. It's Almeida, of all people, in the centre-back role, briefly defending, and she's done it well.
Hay up front. And Almeida at the back.
Yes.
They're mixing up total football here.
Yeah, oh, yes, there we go.
Milo.
Yes.
They're aiming for Netherlands 74.
Yeah. Oh, we got a Netherlands 74 reference in the opening 6 minutes. Love to hear that.
I should like that.
You know what, and as that will run through to Natasha Pentecost. And now, if you talk about total football, I mean, what's next? Pentecost will go into midfield? I don't know. We've already said that SD Raiders do not have a recognised keeper on the bench, so of course we don't hope for the worst case scenario for Boyan Radmilo's side, but if it does happen, we could see one of that rare side of an outfielder in goal. We hope it doesn't happen, of course, as it's Hills moving right. Monique Holder near the touchline, and that's good defending from Lane Knight. And I mentioned versatility earlier, David. Lane Knight, I know her as a fullback, so I was a little bit surprised to see her in centre-back at centre-back in the semi-finals, but she did a good job.
It's a funny time of year, isn't it? There's always injuries.
Yep.
There's people playing with injuries as well that you kind of don't know about, and so it might just be that there's a player who can't quite do the business in the position that they prefer. So coaches often have to make changes like that during grand finals, during semi-finals.
Almeida deep on the left-hand side, couldn't get the ball past Davidson. It's worked back to Zoe Murdoch. And by the way, this is the end of 6 games. It's been Girls Youth League 2 and League 1 Women's Grand Final day. Game starting at 8:15 p.m. on this field, so it's been a big day. But we'll go through those other results when I get a little bit of a break in the play. But to say, it has been a big day for Hills United in particular so far.
Credit to our commentary colleague Dave McDonald. I saw him down here. He's doing some work for Football New South Wales today.
Yes.
He said he's been here all day for all the games, and it's a hot day in Sydney today, so he's done well.
Yeah. Now that is Hay chasing it and prevented us. Defending from Elin Semazar up against her old club in the grand final. As Hills pass it down the back. You alluded to this earlier, Dave. Hills, they've only dropped points 4 times all season. 2 of them, however, are against SD Raiders. A 1-1 draw here in round 5 and a 3-2 win for SD Raiders in round 18 at Ernie Smith Reserve. So that adds to your point. They're both underdogs and they're both favourites somehow.
I know, exactly. It's the grand finals often throw up weird quirks like that. Who'll be more confident? Who'll feel like they've got the wood over the others? But sometimes if you've lost and drawn, you think, well, we're owed a victory. Yes. So our time has come. We know how to beat them. We just didn't manage to execute. So again, the game's playing out as we thought it would. Very, very tight game. Yeah. Both teams playing with a bit of confidence. No real pattern setting in just yet. Yes. But the 2 encounters were very close this year, and this is no different.
They run through the centre here, and they aim left. It's Almeida, and alert work from Helena Berridge to clear it over the sideline. So these teams in excellent form. Hills undefeated in their last 8 games. SD Raiders undefeated in their last 9 games.
Beautiful ball in behind there. She made a great run, Almeida. Stayed on side beautifully, but just not quite enough on the pass. It was the right idea, but execution not quite there.
Long throw from Elaine Knight, and as Hills try to move it out, here's Holder, but that's just going to be the ball, and that's it. The handout from Natasha Pentecost, the universal signal for settle it down before she plays it to her captain, Jessica Neville. Malone on the half turn. And Knight with a little scoop pass to Amanda Radmillo. Intercepted by Donaldson for Hills. And it's Knight. Can't be controlled by Bogue. And so Knight's required again, and she clears it into the SD Raiders technical area.
Almost 10 minutes gone now in this first half, so a chance to do a first little reflection on the game. As you get in a lot of grand finals, it's very tight, lots of throw-ins, lots of tackles, lots of contested possession. Both teams battling really hard. No real clear-cut chances just yet. No one really taking any chances and pushing any players on or overcommitting. So classic start to a grand final, 10 minutes gone.
Yeah, trying to rack the brain. Actually, been a while since this division, League One Women's, or before it when it was known as NPL2 Women's, been a while since you've had a grand final where both teams have scored. So, which I think I'll have to confirm this for you, I think the last time that happened was 2018. So,
I'm trusting your knowledge, mate.
Yes, yeah.
You're the king of League One Women's.
Yes. As Hills playing at the back with Zoe Murdoch. Now she's found an opportunity, and the touch, well, Buchanan was very far forward from left back. The space had opened up for her, but the ball, she couldn't pick it up. And it kind of hits her in the back. Now, the pressure coming from Glendenning. SD Raiders are not quick enough to keep it away from the Hills, number 17. Here's Berridge. Good defending from Bogue, and then Davidson has got some of the ball as Hay takes a tumble, and Davidson just gathers it. The Hills captain. Now, he spoke about goal-scoring defenders earlier. Aisling Davidson, centre-back, but one of the league's best threats from set pieces. 6 goals for the season.
It's a fantastic return. Yeah. Beautifully held up by Holder, showing her futsal skills there.
Yes. There's quite a few players with a futsal background in this game. One of them, Tiana Almeida, on the ball right now. Played in the most recent summer for the SD Raiders women's futsal team. And now Radmillo down the line. That's Bogue. And Berridge plays it off Bogue, who will attack it. And that is, it's not going to go out. Ball off the corner flag.
A corner flag moment.
Yes.
We're ticking all the boxes here.
Yes. This game's progressing nicely as Davidson, the spin doesn't favour her. Here's Phelan. Phelan, so might have been a shot which bounces off Hay, and it is cleared to safety by Zoe Murdoch. Just on Zoe Murdoch, and she stepped in capably after that unfortunate season-ending injury to Brooke Hasty. Zoe Murdoch has stepped up from the under-23s, and she's fitted in very well in these closing stages for Hills United. Knight. Off a couple of headers, I think Semazar, then Donaldson. Now Galliani looks to have read the bounce better than Malone. And plays it back. Buchanan. Now Galliani, big chase on. Keeps it in. We'll try and keep it moving down the left-hand side as Hills look at things. Could be an under-hit back pass. Wooley's going to challenge for it. Now the clearance goes straight to Semazar. It's over the keeper, and Lane Knight is the player who did the team job. That's what goalkeepers want. If they're out of position, someone was dropping back to be on the goal line, and Lane Knight saving the day for SD Raiders, keeping it 0-0 between them and Hills United, 13th minute here at Valentine Sports Park.
Well, she was alive with their Semazar really well. The ball fell to her. She'd already had a look up, didn't need a second look. Knew the keeper was off her line. Tried the lob over the keeper's head. And as you mentioned, terrific tracking back. Defender just making the difference there, clearing the ball off the line, and that's the closest we've come to a goal so far, 13 minutes in.
Yes. And left side again for Galliani. It's a really nice article published during the week. It's part of, I like this Football New South Wales tradition, the feature articles on participating teams in grand finals. Well done to Bianca Galliani, first woman to play 100 first grade games for Hills United. Been a stalwart of the club ever since they came into the women's state leagues as a first grade outfit in 2022. And here she is on the ball, surging through. Galliani, left-footed shot. Ooh, and that, from the way we see it, it had Pentecost diving past her outstretched left hand, but also past the far post, Dave.
The exact opposite of a commentator's curse there, Eric. You've picked her up. You've mentioned that there was a lovely article during the week, and then she, on cue, takes the ball, left foot, right foot, through the gap, broke through into the box. Beautiful low drive. I think the keeper was beaten there, but beat the post as well just on the outside. That was the closest we've had to a goal now.
And one for the viewers, don't worry, that commentator's curse is coming from me. It'll happen at some point over the 90 minutes, or maybe 120 minutes, who can say?
Let's keep track of that. You're 1-up at the moment.
Yes.
So let's keep the aggregate score. But 1-0 ahead, the only goal we've had so far. Eric Subiano, 1-up.
And it's all green in that part of the field. Brad Miller moves it left to Bogue. Bogue to the edge of the box, running at Davidson, and Davidson with a trademark sliding tackle, which goes out for the first corner of the game.
Absolutely no room for error there, Davidson. She sized up Abigail Bogue there. Tackle came in. If Bogue had gotten the faintest of touches there, we'd have had a big penalty shout, but timing was perfect from Davidson there. Just walking across gingerly there, Abigail Bogue. We'll keep an eye on that. She was shaken up a little bit by that tackle.
Yeah, I think she looks like, and of course, we hope it's this way, that she just kind of walks it off and she'll be back to full speed. Abigail Bogue, there was a feature article on her as well during the week, but we'll perhaps allude to that later.
If there's a goal off this corner, you're 2 up.
Bogue delivers to the far post, and Hills with a header, but not really away, so SD Raiders looking to make something of it. I think that's Harris. Yes, it is. Backwards to Neville, and Neville has a pass. Going to take the sting out of it. Hay shoots with the left foot, and that might turn into a pass for Radmillo. It's Glendenning. Glendenning does not clear it. Radmillo, very sharp footballer, but Glendenning doesn't give up. She's in the way, and it was a good tackle off Bogue, who now puts the pressure on Semazar. Great skill, and she didn't find a teammate, but that at least allows Hills to step up. As we're past the quarter-hour mark here at Glenwood. Tell you what, Dave, it was a warm day, but it's not warm now, and it's only going to get colder.
We're both in the T-shirts. Yes. Neither of us have gone with the jumper. That looks like it was a mistake.
I have layers somewhere. I
do too.
I think as attack here down the right-hand side for SD Raiders, there's a good tackle on the edge of the box, I think, from Murdoch. SD Raiders throw, yes. By the way, shout out to fellow Football New South Wales commentator Alexander Molchanov, who has nicknamed this venue the Wind Tunnel, and I am remembering exactly why he did that.
A correct nickname.
Yes. Neville. It's too straight for Bogue, and it's boomed up by Berridge. Galliini will put the pressure on, but instead it's Astoris. Facing backwards, so really the only option, yes, is the keeper, Pentecost. Sideways to Knight, and Knight going to be up for grabs in the center of the field, and Davidson followed Almeida all the way, and that's something I've noticed. Dave, as it looks like when a SD Raiders forward drops deep, Davidson is right on them to track them and prevent them from turning, with Murdoch be kind of being a bit more of a sweeper in that sense, as SD Raiders throwing right in front of us.
You're right, you can see Davidson all the time looking up, seeing where Almeida is. 2 beautiful touches there from Almeida. Yeah. She's felt the pressure directly behind her, and twice in a row just laid off a beautiful little pass for her teammate.
Now, that's a return ball not working out. And Davidson, I do remember, it hasn't happened for Hills in a while. She has played in midfield for Hills. It was a couple of years ago now, but I think that'll kind of be comforting for the Hills folk, that if Davidson finds herself in midfield, she's not uncomfortable by any stretch of the imagination. As there you go. When in doubt, throw it down the line. Helena Berridge has gained about 25 metres and gets another throw. Aimed at Monique Holder.
Great throwing technique, as you mentioned there. She's the throw-in specialist by the looks of things.
That's good. And actually, Rani Plummer on the bench for Hills, also very decent throw-in as well. As Radmillo clears, it's Donaldson backpedaling, had to let it bounce, and Hayes in there to break it up. So is Almeida. Hills look to have the numbers at knees for now, but that SD Raider support is coming, and Malone has it blocked. Donaldson. There's a tumble, and Mia Velarde happy to let play go on.
Another lovely touch there for Almeida. First to the ball again, 3rd time in a row she's the first player to the ball. Finds a teammate with a lovely little dink pass again.
Here's Radmillo looking for Hay. Hay gets a half turn away from Donaldson. Semazar is putting the pressure on, and yes, David Feeney spotted it, so did Hills. Here's the overlapping run, low cross towards Phelan. And Phelan then, great steal on the blind side by Galliini.
Well, it was a good switch there by SD Raiders. They had the overload out on that far side, tried to get the ball across. First defender blocked it, but second player coming across there for SD Raiders. Managed to get the ball out. Sharina Harris it was, spread the ball out to that right-hand side.
Yes, it's 19th minute here. 0-0 between Hills United and SD Raiders. League One Women's Grand Final. Almeida trying her best to change that, but she is up against some stout Hills United defence. She does get the ball away and the ball in. Berridge has missed it. And I'm just looking at the signal. Yeah, completely missed it. So a goal kick. But there, Dave, SD Raiders, that's 2 of them. They're liking that ball in between Berridge and Davidson. The ball between the fullback and the centre-back. That's what wingers dream of.
Absolutely. They've really lifted these last 5 minutes, SD Raiders. 2 chances in 2 minutes for Hills. And since then, it's been all SD Raiders. They're pushing the side in yellow back further and further back. Haven't managed to create any chances yet, but they've had the majority of the possession for these last 5 minutes. Some skills from Bojan Radmilo there.
I love coach skills.
With his wife directly beside him as
yes,
well.
Yeah.
She actually didn't look that impressed.
I'll leave that one alone, but yes. As Berridge clears into the grandstand.
There's that pass into the channel. There's that pass into the channel
yep.
again that you mentioned.
Yep.
It's clearly a strategy. That's the third or fourth time in a row now they're trying to find that ball in behind Berridge.
Now Lane Knight backing up. Looks like we've got a couple of short options, but at least she's shaping to go longer. And she does hurl it into the box. Davidson, uncontested to head it away. Knight back into the middle. It's over everyone, and that is straightforward for Nicola Simmons. So the Hills keeper has the ball. Let's mention the earlier grand final. So in the under-14s grand final, very early in there. It feels like so long ago now, but Sutherland Strikers with a 1-0 win over St. George. Under-15s, Blacktown City beat Nepean 3-2. Under-16s, Nepean beat Hills 5-0, but Hills United have turned it around in the last two games. In under-18s, they won 3-1 over SD Raiders, and Hills beat St. George 1-0 in the under-23s game just before this one. So Hills looking for what would be a very rare hat-trick of wins, grand final wins in the top 3 grades.
That's a terrific statement about the club and their strength all the way down the grades. Some of the teams you mentioned there winning the Nepean, perhaps struggling a little bit in the higher grades, but some good juniors coming through there clearly.
Yes. It's something I know since Hills came into this league with seniors in 2022, they've been quite strong up at the top. And this year, no different, as Galliini in front of the scoreboard, and that's going to go out for an SD Raiders throw.
They've been imperious here at Valentine Sports Park. I know you love a stat, so I prepared a few stats for you as well. Hills United's record here at Valentine Sports Park this year: played 13, won 11, drawn 2, lost none, scored 44, conceded 5. That is a very, very strong record.
Now, if you're of an SD Raiders persuasion, as that Berridge is not going to catch up to that, just bear in mind, if you want something to cling on to, those 2 times they drop points, both in front of our cameras, both with me as the commentator. So the aforementioned 1-1 draw against SD Raiders in round 5, also a 1-1 draw against Sutherland Strikers in round 22. So make of that what you will.
Third time's a charm, they could argue as well. There's always 2 sides to the coin, isn't there?
Now Lane Knight over this set piece. Everyone back for Hills except Woolley. Knight delivers. Good ball, flicks up off the Hills' forehead. Bogues challenging for it. It'll roll to Hay. And Hay, as I'll let it run over the sideline.
So quarter of this game gone now. Hills started very brightly, created the first couple of excellent chances. A shot from 30 metres or so out from Semazar. SD Raiders come right back into this and probably won the second half of the first quarter.
Yes.
If we can say it that way. So it's 1 quarter of a half each.
Yes, I love that. Oh, God, it's like high school. I'm trying to get my head around fractions again, David.
Percentages, fractions. I was dreadful at maths in school as well. Dreadful.
That's Harris quick enough to keep it away from Woolley. Back to Knight.
I think an eighth. A quarter of a half is an eighth, is it?
Yes, that's right. Looking to use the far corner. I think that's Phelan. And Hills were just clearing it down the line. Good to see there's spectators in the far side of the field as well. A couple of signs. And of course, good to see the grandstand at Valentine Sports Park full of spectators for one last time in this competition for 2025.
Really being driven back here, Hills. Look how far back they all are. They've got every single player inside their own half.
Yes. Woolley now in opposition territory, but not getting the ball. And in the center circle, it's Knight. And Harris. So this is a Masteris. And the Hills organization is good enough to force the ball going back to Pentecost. Now, can SD Raiders work it out past these yellow jerseys? They're doing well so far, and then Neville goes long. I think this is going to bounce, so Davidson is on the scene. So is Hay. Davidson clears. And just as Davidson, I mentioned her slide tackles earlier, also known for her booming clearances. I've watched a lot of Hills United women games when they used to play at Bella Vista Public School, and I don't think there was ever a game in which Aisling did not kick it out of the ground.
It is a terrific matchup in the back there.
Yes.
They're physically similar sized players as well. Hay, Almeida, bigger players. Davidson there as well.
And Zoe Murdoch quite tall as well, as that's forward to Woolley, who can't get the touch. And Neville, I think, waving Knight wider so she can spread out the field at the back for the Raiders.
Lovely idea there, the pass across, but just a tiny bit too much pepper on us.
Yes. And Alan Tassis to the edge of his technical error. I think there was a signal just to calm it down, the outstretched hands, as Berridge hurls it down the line. It's over Radmillo. Now Radmillo with another touch. That's a nice pass to Harris. There's a little bit of room. And she finds Masteris. But then Masteris runs into a Galliini.
Pressing a little bit higher now. Hills looking to try and get a bit more of the territory. They don't have much of the possession, and they haven't had much of the territory in these last 10 minutes or so, but pushing forward a little bit more now.
Yes. Correct, Dave. But as we did see earlier, they had, you'd say, the two clearest chances of the game so far. Chembazar's shot stopped on the line, or inside the 6-yard box by Lane Knight, but also Bianca Galliini with a good runner shot and the shot going just wide. Buchanan throws it in. Phelan helping retrieve it. Almeida very deep in this phase of play. But this is good for SD Raiders as they move it right to left, and then the underhit pass gives Berridge a chance, and it swings behind Woolley, which she just snuck between defenders. The ball not curving towards her, curving away from her. And Pentecost, I think she's just going to wait for the pressure before picking it up. 27th minute here in Glenwood. Hills United 0, SD Raiders 0, the 2025 League One Women's Grand Final. And Hills, the premiers and the winners of the League One Women's Club Championship, up against SD Raiders, who have also had a very good season to finish, I think, second in both of those standings.
You can see the wind getting up there, weather conditions, and shown again for a second time. Pentecost kick went all the way down to the other end for Simmons, and then Simmons kick in return. Barely made the halfway line, so the wind really getting up now a little bit.
Good run from Glendenning as she moves across the field, keeps it away from Phelan, finds Buchanan, the fullback, on the other side. To keep an eye on that wind. Yeah, that wind really did affect that kick out from Simmons. As here's Murdoch, and SD Raiders actually very smartly stepping up as a unit, caught at least 2 Hills players offside. That's a good touch from Davidson, and then finds Holder, and Holder, I think, Wooley's offside. Well, I won't think that Natasha Pentecost won't take any chances with a bit of sweeper keeper work and then just sending it out of play.
Our commentary position here, perfectly positioned there for that. It did look like she'd strayed slightly into an offside position there.
Now Holder with skill, then she finds Glendenning, who's under pressure from Malone, takes a tumble, the flag is up. That's going to be a Hills United set piece. So yes, Murdoch and Davidson already moving up from the back. I think it'll be Donaldson to take this one.
I'm going to do a reverse commentator's curse attempt here. I had a lovely chat to Helen Rosenberg-Semazar during the week, and said a lot of goals scored during the year. What was your favourite goal? And she said, well, we didn't score enough goals with our head, she didn't feel. Lots of goals with the feet, not enough goals with the head. So that's something she said she personally, and that was the team, would like to correct. So let's see if she's Nostradamus on this one.
Yes. What a time it would be to make the correct prediction for Hills. As SD Raiders look to defend, Donaldson delivers. And it's not cleared at the first chance. Murdoch has a swing, and it's actually some kind of infringement. Handball, you think, David?
Ricocheted around in there. I think the referee had blown for a free kick already, but hit an errant hand there. Couldn't quite catch who it was, but matters not. The referee had already blown the whistle. Neil Valverde.
Now that's over Glendenning. Berridge is round on the cover. Gives it straight back to Glendenning. A bit of room to run. And an option a bit more centrally, which is Woolley, but she won't catch up for that one.
Really swinging backwards and forwards this game now. It just feels like Hills a little bit more confident the last few minutes, getting a little bit more possession. You can see now they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players pressing high. When maybe 5 minutes ago they just had Woolley forward. So a little bit of a swing of momentum here, perhaps.
It's a bit split here for Hills, and by definition SD Raiders as well, because the other 5 back defending against SD Raiders attackers, and there's a big gap in the middle.
There is. It's an unusual,
with no one,
it's an unusual setup here, you're right. A ball over the top here. If they get past this line, they could have some space, but they've not been able to.
Donaldson at least slowing down the forward progress before Berridge takes over for Hills. Here's Glendenning. Donaldson looks up, just plays it back to Murdoch. Murdoch and Almeida read it just in time from an SD Raiders perspective because Buchanan was very far forward on the scoreboard side of Valentine Sports Park. Good skill from Harris. Phelan. They'll keep it moving to Neil Hay. And Hay gets very sharp work from Murdoch to block the cross.
Beautiful skill again there from Almeida. Took the ball, beautiful little pirouette, found a teammate and then moved again. She's having a terrific game of possession.
And I was delighted when I heard Neil Hay would be joining this division, as I said earlier. NPL experience, and as I'll go back to that thought a bit later, it's a good run from Harris down the right-hand side, and it's not held by Simmons, so it was the clearance just in time. I think Berridge, I think I can tell by that yellow bow. It was too hot to handle for Simmons. It was really zinged in there from the right-hand side by SD Raiders. And the Hills defenders helping their goalkeeper out. So that's over Malone. Woolley back to goal, trying to turn. Not a lot of room. She has found the support from Glendenning. In fact, that'll go back. I think the foul's been called against Radmiller as both her and Woolley hit the synthetic turf. 32nd minute here at Valentine Sports Park, 0-0 between Hills and SD Raiders.
Actually, that chance a moment ago, the cross came in. It's one of those unusual ones. The keeper has to try and do something, but in doing something, she got the faintest of touches and almost fell into the path of an SD Raiders player. But difficult one for the keeper. Did well just to get a touch on it.
By the way, as Davidson contemplates the set piece, she'll boom it forward. It's actually the kind of ball Hills would want Davidson to be on the end of. Hills will make something of it. Glendenning with a shot snuffed out by Radmillo. Semazar. Decent cross, but I think it was Neville alert, getting the front position ahead of Gemma Woolley. Very good central defensive work. And now, here's Hay. Hay is, I'm about to say she ran into a cul-de-sac, but it wasn't a cul-de-sac. She'll keep going and find Almeida. She wanted it on the left boot, Almeida. It's been so deadly. We've seen that ever since she's joined the competition. And then the long-range effort from Harris. SD Raiders calls for a handball, not heeded, and the second effort is nothing to trouble the Hills United goal.
She broke forward there, Hay. She looked like she was going to get caught by two defenders. Evaded two. She then had four defenders still to get past. Held it up well, had Almeida in support, but couldn't quite pull the trigger.
Now here's Buchanan, who looks up, aiming towards Woolley. It's Neville, who's picked up the marking job on Woolley for now, and safety first heads over the sideline. By the way, thank you to that the young person being the ball kid on the scoreboard side, so we can keep the tempo of the play up, as that's a good tackle from Phelan. And now Almeida deep again. Great skill, but Semazar hasn't given up on it. Still Almeida, and then she finds Harris. Hay. And Hay will settle for the throw-in as she cannot get past Murdoch.
You mentioned Almeida's futsal skills earlier. They were there in full effect. We got an injury there.
Yes. Oh, geez, might have to do a bit of process of elimination to see who that SD Raiders player is. But hope this isn't too serious, but the physio on for the first time this evening. Let's hope there's not too many more of those, but probably a chance to take a breather, take a recap in the 34th minute. David, I mean, loving your analysis so far, by the way, but just for both teams, what would you see as their most likely route to goal?
Well, it seems like Almeida, the skills there, bring other players into the play as well, drawing defenders towards herself as well. She just hasn't been able to pull the trigger on a shot just yet. She's shown us just there a moment ago her futsal skills, turning inside beautifully. Got caught by Rosenberg Semazar, but then worked hard and got the ball back again. So work rate has been terrific. Almeida looking dangerous. Hey, every time she gets the ball, 3 or 4 yellow jerseys converge around her. They've clearly got a plan there around closing her down. And then down at the other end, well, apart from those first 5 minutes or so, haven't seen much in attack from Hills. Obviously, Gemma Woolley's been the furthest forward player, and Rosenberg Semazar had that terrific shot. But Almeida certainly looking the most likely to break the deadlock here.
Yes, I think maybe the plan for Hills, Woolley's been looking a bit isolated, but she can get that support from Semazar and Holder and others. It'll be better for Hills, but she's used her body, and it's kind of the kind of the more unsung part of being a centre forward, standing up so you can win a free kick and relieve the pressure. And that's a yellow card, I think, for Jessica Neville.
Neville, indeed it was. Heavy challenge in the back there. Probably justified.
Yes.
Getting the yellow card there. First yellow card, I think, of the game.
Yep, that is correct. And it is the SD Raiders captain who is the first to be walking the yellow card tightrope. That is Davidson up, allowed to bounce, and the foul, I think, is called against Monique Holder.
Quick weather update here. The wind is really getting up again. And, only 10 minutes or so more where SD Raiders will have the advantage of the wind. See if they can use it. And then wind wasn't very strong right at the start of the game, and so Heels are going to have a full 45 minutes with that wind at their back by the looks of things.
Yes. As Radmiller, she's very far forward, and hey, I think I detected a little look of frustration as the ball went over her head, and she's not able to capitalize on any rebound. Speaking of futsal skills, Monique Holder done brilliantly there to find Glendenning. She'll cross halfway with Bogue in hot pursuit. Glendenning pins the ears back, and then that's great defending from Bogue as she helps the fullback on her side. In fact, Radmiller had been further forward, so basically Bogue the fullback in that particular situation and doing very well. As Hills try again, I think Woolley had just about gotten onside, but we'll never know because of a well-timed intercept. Hay can't make it stick. Good defending from Davidson. And that is boomed forward, so that battle continues. Davidson, bit of an awkward bounce, so she's gone with the safety first. SD Raiders throw well inside Hills United territory.
She was looking for a little push in the back there, Aisling Davidson. A little word exchanged with Mia Verde. Aisling Davidson certainly felt like there had been a push in the back there, but one of those 50-50 calls. Our match referee was perfectly positioned. And, play on, she said.
Backwards throw in. Radmiller finds Harris, and Harris immediately under pressure. Another pass backwards. It's Knight who's deep, goes long, and that, well, could have let run through to Simmons. There's enough yellow jerseys in the way. It's over Holder. Woolley, can she be the target for it? Yes, she can. Holder looks up, wants the switch, and Galliini is chasing. That's very, very calm. Fullback work from Mia Masteris.
There's lots of danger behind her there, Masteris. She had to control it, and she had to control it first time. Did really well there.
An accidental header, I think you could say, from Berridge. There's a sharp turn from Holder, and then the Woolley too flat-footed as the ball was coming in, and it rolls through to Pentecost. 38 minutes played here. Hills United 0, SD Raiders 0. We do hope you're enjoying our coverage of the League One Women's Grand Final for 2025. And there's room for Radmillo. Hay, all over the place, but also all over the place. Davidson following her every step, seemingly. She's found Malone, and Malone will go off Hills, Radmillo, and I think that's good communication. I'm pretty confident Zoe Murdoch heard a shout and left that for Simmons.
Looks like a player-to-player marking situation here. As soon as the ball goes out of play, you can see Davidson look up immediately to see where Hay is, and moves directly towards her, wherever she is on the field. Davidson does it again there. Davidson just looks over her shoulder just to see where Hay is.
Glendenning. Now, a couple of rebounds. Radmiller trying to shield it. Holder's... Well, Holder stopped. No decision forthcoming. He'll still have the ball, and it's open on the far side if they can find Buchanan. Instead, here's Galliini. And there's too many SD Raiders in the way, but then almost coughed it up. Harris, was that clean? It's unfortunate hit Holder while she was still lying on the ground for that earlier challenge, but SD Raiders aren't hanging around. Here's Hay, and then Murdoch that time with the defending on Hay.
Really in the wars there, put poor Monique Holder. She was fouled. Her jersey was being tugged. Yeah. She stopped in expectation of the free kick. The referee looked at her and said, play on. She did play on, and then the ball came back to her. She was tackled. She fell on the ground. The ball hit her, and then she got a kick for good measure. So poor old Monique Holder. She's recovering nicely now. But that was a tough 30 seconds for her.
Now, Almeida shifts it to the left boot. Aims for Hay. Not enough weight on it, and then... So Murdoch had a swipe at it. SD Raiders fans not, shall we say, not best pleased that is not called a back pass. Will go on.
That was like one of my golf shots, Eric. It was a slice, but there's no way she meant it.
So that's how to find out. Found out today you were a golfer, so I mean, now I'm just thinking.
Golfer. Golfer.
Well, having said that, there are a couple of venues at the near golf courses, but we'll go back to this move here as Glendenning has found the player on the far side. Little fake by Gallieni to find Semazan. That's great use of the body from Harris. Nothing wrong with that as Buchanan tries to cross. He takes a touch off SD Raiders, and then Musteris to safety.
Terrific defending there. Just got in front of the ball, looking to pull the trigger. It's Rosenberg Semazar. Looked like she had a chance, but terrific defending there. Just using her body well, blocking out the danger.
As that's going to go to play. By the way, on Bulls FC Academy and Northern Tigers play near golf courses. That was my point.
Yes, yes. I have played that golf course that's behind Bulls FC Academy, but very, very badly. So,
I imagine that is windy 365 days a year, that golf course.
That was my excuse that day, certainly. I have an excuse every day, a different excuse a day.
Now Semazar flags up. The flag is up. That's, I think, Hannah Sheridan assistant on the near side. Yeah, that did look like SD Raiders kept their discipline and all stepped up in time.
Who do you think is happier with 0-0 so far, Eric? It's a very tight game.
You know what? I think neither of them.
I think you're right. Nobody happy with the 0-0. The Raiders have had the wind and not really made best use of it. Hills will get the win in the second half, but the momentum is with the team in green.
Now Semazar looking to find the touch. Woolley was definitely offside, and as she's interfering with play, force the back pass, but it'll go back. SD Raiders indirect free kick for the offside. Yes, from my observations in this league, and in particular the coaches, Alan Tassis for Hills, Bojan Radmilo for SD Raiders, very demanding coaches, which results in them being both in the grand final. I don't think either of them are happy.
So if it stays at 0-0 and it goes to penalties, they definitely won't be happy. I don't think any coach, if they're wearing a Whoop or a Fitbit or an Apple Watch, you see the heart rate going up. Penalty shootouts, terrible for players, but surely worse for coaches.
Oh, yes. In fact, Alan Tassis would know. Hills United winning a semi-final shootout on this very patch of synthetic turf 2 years ago against Central Coast Mariners. So,
and Boyan Rodmilo mentioned to me the heartbreak of last year, and they lost on a penalty shootout too. So everyone knows the heartbreak of the penalty shootout.
Oh, that's right. It's against St. George last year. Yes,
correct,
at Ernie Smith Reserve Field number 2.
Correct.
Yes. And I just thinking about it. I was imagining a stream at ground level. I have called there. I was like, I do remember that game.
Well, he told me the story. They subbed their keeper off for the penalty shootout. So he said Pentecost hadn't saved a penalty so far that year. Yeah. Now Berg is going to chase that. Will be with Hills. And Glendenning under heavy pressure from Radmilo. She'll need an option, and does not find it. But it's Harris. Harris can't get past Glendenning. Now she might have a bit of room to run, and then Woolley might be onside this time, but Knight's got the jump. And Lane Knight clears it over the sideline. Yes, so Pentecost subbed in the shootout. Pentecost subbed off, so he said he looked through the stats. He's a very detailed coach. He said that she hadn't saved a penalty, or perhaps had saved 1 out of 4. And the second choice goalkeeper had saved 3 out of 4 during the season. And so everybody agreed that they would sub her off. She ended up saving no penalties, unfortunately. Yes, But he said no such hard decisions to make tonight, because, of course, that under-23s player receiving the red card, leading to that substitute situation that we spoke about earlier. So no decision to make if it goes to penalties, he said. Natasha Pentecost definitely stays in goal. Now Gallieni, well, she won't reach that. By the way, while we're on this note, if Alan Tassis wanted to sub his keeper for a penalty shootout, well, he might have the best name in the league. There's a feature article, I remember maybe last year, Sarah Easthope never lost a shootout, whether it's futsal or outdoor. Good knowledge. In fact. Good knowledge. And including saving the crucial penalty 2 years ago in that semi-final I just mentioned against Central Coast Mariners. And while I'm talking about the Hills backup keeper, Sarah Easthope, also stretching the memory banks for this one, I remember many years ago her saving a penalty and scoring a penalty in the same shootout when she was at Spartans. I think it's a measure of the match so far. There's 43, 44 minutes gone. We're talking about penalties already. It does have the feel of a game that it'll either be one goal that decides it, or if neither side can get the goal, that might go all the way to the dreaded shootout. But it doesn't look like there's a lot of goals. Commentators curse attempt here again. Doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of goals in this game. But let's see. Almost half-time. Minute to go. Buchanan flings one towards Woolley. Bit of an awkward bounce just in front of her. Hills will try and make something of it, and that will run through. That's easy for Pentecost. So perhaps that's a second half discussion point. Who's the most likely player to come off the bench to change the game? Don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but there's a lot of attackers for both teams.
on the bench. So,
which coach will make the move first?
Yes.
Who will want to push on? Who will want to keep the team as it is? These are the tough decisions coaches have to make in grand finals.
No, Woolley knew she was offside that time. Pentecost, more sweeper keeper work, and she sent it straight to the Hills coach, Alan Tassels.
She's spending a lot of time just on the edge of her box there, Pentecost, as you mentioned. Sweeper keeping really, really well. They're playing a very high line, SD Raiders, from an offside point of view. Yes. Pentecost is there. She's been quick off her line several times.
Oh, yeah. I generally forget when the games have a fourth official. I haven't forgotten this time. Let's look at Charlotte Flynn. What, the very customary 1 minute of time added on, or minimum of 1 minute time added on to end the first half. Is that enough time for Tennille Hay to make a break? No, it's not. At least not this time. Simmons sends it towards the midfield. Semazar missed it, but then kept going, and Semazar tries the reverse pass to Woolley, who is offside. It's the job of the centre forward. You've got to walk that tightrope. Woolley, just the wrong side of it that time.
I was going to say the half almost ending as it's been the feature matchup of this half has been 3 versus 35. And in the dying embers of the first half, there it is again. Free kick awarded to SC Raiders to finish out the half.
Knight, is there one last chance before half-time? Knight delivers. It's a touch off Murdoch for a corner, but we don't have time for that corner because that's the end of the first half here in the 2025 League One Women's Grand Final. Still goalless between Hills United and SD Raiders. Absolutely fascinating battle. And Dave, what do you think we could look? Well, we can talk about this more in the second half, but what can we look forward to after the break?
Look, as we expected, a very, very tight game. First against second. They didn't concede many goals either side all year. Lots of goals scored, but not many conceded. The 2 games that they played were very, very tight. A draw and a 1-goal win. And it's playing out somewhat as expected. Very, very tight game. SC Raiders maybe slightly shading it on a boxing-style scorecard. But the all-important stat is, at half-time, Hills nil, SC Raiders nil.
Yes, so Eric Subihano here on the commentary with David Feeney for the championship game in League One Women's. We will take a short break, about 10 minutes or so, and then we'll be back for the second half. See you in a bit. welcome back to our coverage of the League One Women's Grand Final. It's 0-0 between Hills United and SD Raiders at half-time. We're going to switch it up for approximately the first 15 minutes of this second half, as Dave will take over play-by-play, and I will be in the analyst role for that period of the game. I feel like I need a little bit of a break, but thanks so much for suggesting that, Dave. But I think first, I suppose, as I ask you the question for one last time,
yes.
What are we looking forward to? Is it? Do you think it's a game of subs changing it, making the impact?
I think it has to be. I went down to pitch level just at half-time there. My mum is here supporting me, and said hello to my mum. And the wind is not quite as bad down at ground level as it is up here. So we'll see in these first few minutes of the second half as Gemma Woody looks set to kick us off. If the wind is strong down there, and if it favours Hills, if it does, and if they can get a goal with the wind at their back, let's see what difference the substitutions can make. And Nick Holder on the ball there, plays it forwards. Amanda Radmillo is first there. All of her experience turning inside and out. She finds Abigail Bogue. With a short pass. Bogue looking to get it again. She's played out there. On that far side. So we have the first throw in for Hills. There are those long throws again that Eric mentioned in the first half. I had a chat during the week to Ellen Rosenberg-Samazar, and she said throw-ins were a real feature for Hills during the year. They were hoping that they'd be a feature again tonight. You can see it again. That technique, absolutely fantastic. Looking to get Willie in behind. We've had tennis, Holder, just falls for Radmillo. And the ball was played away down. Coming across here for Almeida. She's terrific in that first half on that left foot. Can we get the ball in behind for Hay, just over the top. It's again, that battle, it's been a terrific battle. Ashley Davidson getting the ball, clearing it long. And, is there an offside flag? No offside flag. Wooly's going to get on the end of it here. Wooly does. Gets a shot in there. It's the first chance for Natasha Pentecost to pick up the ball in the second half for SC Raiders. Now with 3 pressing high. They're using this wind to their advantage, pressing high, 4 pressing high now, looking to catch SC Raiders in possession. So they've done well to clear it. Radmillo again gets a touch. So as far as Berridge plays it forward, and Semazar is there. Semazar finds a teammate out on that far right hand side. It's Denning looking to turn. Radmillo is there and does really well. So straight away we're seeing it. Hills on the attack, pressing forward. The exact opposite of the first half. Tennille Hay is up on her own near halfway line, where Gemma Woody was in that first half. And it's Fila now who's looking to break. Looking to find Almeida, but gets the ball just behind her. And Galliani has got it. Galliani playing the ball over the top. She's done well there. Oh, a late flag there. But from our vantage point, that she may have just timed her run. But there are 2 minutes gone in this second half, and we're seeing a very different setup than we did in the first half.
Yes, and it started really with that through ball. Gemma Woolley onside that time. Bit unfortunate. I think she was more facing the corner flag than the goal. Couldn't get enough power in the shot, but then Alan Tassis will be pleased with that, as they kind of, Hills kept the ball up there for, like, as he said, like almost the next 90 seconds.
So Jess Neville's going to get us going again. Plays the ball forward, and there is Hay. She's, for once, shaking off the attention of Davidson. Cover there, sweeping across in behind. Doing really well. The 33 jersey there, Zoe Murdoch sweeping in behind. Yes. They're playing a back 3 by the looks of things in the second half, Hills. A back 3 looking after Hay, and we've got Tiana Almeida all on her own right in the middle of the centre circle, where all good number 10s should be. Ball played forward now. And there was Murdoch again. Murdoch just did enough to get the ball away from Hay, who was bearing down on her. And now Bogue pressing high, and they play the ball long again. Woolley came from inside her own half, did she? But ball just doesn't stay in play, drifts out on that far side. We'll have it through it again, but a much more attacking posture here in the second half from Hills, certainly. Yeah,
and Davidson continuing her work from the first half, trying to get the jump on whoever she's marking, trying to get in front.
Very tight in there, right in the middle of midfield. Got a series of players all in that middle third of the field. Monique Holder looking to use her futsal skills in tight spaces. Still bouncing around, no one really getting their foot on it. Bit of head tennis. And Almeida, beautiful left-footed touch. Stepping inside 1, stepping inside 2. Semazar does well. Gets a little touch on it. But turned over again. SC Raiders now driving forward. So, smart play there, just to step back inside from Lane Knight. She flops it outside for Mastoris. Mastoris, we're going to go around the outside here. Mastoris drives the ball in low. Phelan's got it just inside the box. Phelan Shake off the defender, shake off the second one. Cleared away well just from the edge of the box. And now Wooly's got a chance. She's got a space in front of her, Wooly, but a terrific covered tackle coming across there. Lots of space in behind Wooly. If she was able to get a touch. Just Neville coming across there, doing really well, getting the touch in.
And great work from Neville, not getting the ball first, but forcing Wooly wide.
And that's an experienced defender there, of course. If you're not going to get the ball, you force the player into a non-dangerous area. And now Hills again. It's a little push in the back there. Everybody pauses and stops. The only person that counts me of Valverde says that's going to be a throw-in, which Nina Torres takes quickly. And she finds Neville. Neville, ball spreading across now to Radmillo. Radmillo inside from Malone. Malone looking to find Radmillo again, but just finds a yellow jersey. Turning over possession quite a lot now as they're trying to play the ball out from the back. They have to play the ball out from the back because the long ball is not going to work with this wind. And there's Almeida. Well, she is human for the first time tonight. Gives the ball away. Wooly comes through. Flag stays down. The flag stays down there. And Gemma Wooly looked like she was going to be through on goal. Coming across again. Jess Neville, terrific sweeper defending there. Getting the ball, getting it away. Out to that far side. 5 minutes gone in this second half. And the elements really having an influence now, being driven further and further back, the team in green. Now long ball comes in. Is there going to be a flag there? No flag. And the ball's played out to this outside. Here it's time to Buchanan. Buchanan looks to get on the end of it. Buchanan and Almeida in the box there. Almeida does well and plays a short pass and it's cleared away. Only as far as Galliani. Galliani looking to play it back in. The two number 10s looking to exchange passes there. Almeida using all of her experience, feints to take a touch and then just lets it run out of play well, and they'll reset.
More good defensive work from Almeida in her own box, which is I did not expect to see that twice in one game, but she's done it well.
I called SC Raiders a couple of times last year, and she was a terrific player. She looks a little bit leaner this year. She's getting around the field a little bit more. That is really showing in this game. She's been a standout player, I have to say. In attack for sure, but also in defence. Now Semazar driving through. Ball falls short. And it's a goal! It's in there! We've got the breakthrough. And it is Monique Holder with the left foot, drives it in low. Elin Rosenberg Semazar got the ball, some dancing feet. And the ball fell beautifully from Monique Holder. All of those futsal skills coming into play, and she drove a shot low. Past Natasha Pentecost. 1-0.
Yeah, as you could say, that was magic from Monique Holder. She scored in the semi-final against Marconi. She scored in the big one here. And Monique Holder, one of the rare, truly two-footed players in our state leagues. Actually, not sure if she's left-footed or right-footed, to be honest. But the left foot does the damage this time, and Hills United draw first blood.
Drove the ball beautifully there, and a turnover almost immediately. Is that the momentum shift that we spoke about? The one goal that could make a difference? That perhaps forced Boyan Radmillo to think about making some changes.
Yes, and
a change of balls there. The referee seemed to be signalling a substitution. I thought that would have been very quick, but just saying stop the ball over. There's one of those long throws again from Buchanan. Galliani plays the ball forward, but Radmillo is there and does well. Takes a touch, and a second touch. She finds Bogue in front. Working really hard there. Galliani in 10. Looking to dance through there. Semazar yet again. She's looking very dangerous, Semazar, when she gets the ball, bringing other players into it. There's going to have to be a change of posture here now from the team in green. They're driving more players forward now immediately. Looking to get Hay in behind. Hay. There's a clash there with Murdoch, but the referee says play on. Almeida has picked up the ball well. She's dropped it back from Astoris. Looking to get it again here, Almeida. Lets the ball run. Lets the ball run beautifully there. And Monique Holder, not for the first time tonight. And receiving the end of a strong tackle. Down she goes, our goal scorer. It's a sporting handshake there. Perhaps was not received in the way in which it was offered. But late night offering the sporting handshake there. Monique Holder, no thanks. So to the victor of the spoils so far. She's the goal scorer, and they lead by 1-0 to 0. And now Galliani looking to the end of it. Little dinked header into the box. Semazar looking to get on the end of it. They really have their tails up now. 53.5 minutes gone in this game. And the league leaders, the premiers, they are 1-0 up. Great skills again there from Holder. Flicks the ball into the box beautifully. Chance for a shot. Just away and wide. Fractionally away there. Well, Holder, she's starting to take this game over. It's Rachel Glendenning who drove in the shot there with the left foot. Beautiful skill from Holder. She's starting to take this one over.
Yes, and Holder really is finding the gaps in the moment. It's a big time for Bojan Radmila and for SD Raiders as they look to adjust. And
well, the ball falls to the edge. Holder getting on the end of it again. Can she? Shot. Saved well this time though by Pentecost. And there is Holder yet again. The third time in as many minutes. Creating havoc in the box there. And Hay coming into the game a little bit more. Can't quite find the Astoris there. Astoris has got Neville there, showing for behind, calling for it. Then Astoris finds her. Woolley closing hard. And the ball is turned over. Again, they really have their tails up now. This Hills United side. Ball's played into space for Bogue. Can't quite pick it up there. Beg your pardon, Neville. Can't quite pick it up there.
And SD Raiders are preparing a sub. Number 14, Sarah Mandile, who scored a lot of goals in this competition over the years. Great option to bring off the bench for SD Raiders, and they need it. But
now here's Bogue. Bogue playing the ball through, but the defender's there. Murdoch actually plays it back for the keeper. Oh, Nicholas Simmons, they say never play the ball back towards the goal, play it to the side. Simmons just had to adjust her feet quickly there, and she did really well. Speaking of doing really well, there is Holder again playing the ball into space. There's Galliani yet again. And, you're right, Eric. I saw her warming up extensively at half-time. Mandalay. And, she looks like she'll be coming on at any moment.
Yes.
2 minutes gone in the second half.
Yes, I did see Charlotte Flynn has already got the board ready. So change coming up for SD Raiders.
Now Holder again. Playing the ball in short. Semazar. Semazar battling again. A third time. They've done well to clear SD Raiders, and they're going to build again now. It's Davidson dropped it back for Davidson. I beg your pardon, was on the receiving end of the pass from Donaldson. Another turnover now. Almeida gets around one, does she? But great defending coming back there again. The swarming yellow jerseys. Every time there's almost a break. They're doing well. This game has opened right up now. Galliani for Holder. Holder holds it up. Very experienced player there. Lets the ball run out. Here comes our substitution.
And more good defending from Jessica Neville, by the way. We've seen the damage Monique Holder has done. Didn't let her turn that time. It's led to the throw. And now, as Dave quickly...
Mia Mastoris is coming off. Yeah. And 4 for 14. That's very helpful for the little commentators board.
Yeah. Yes.
Coming on, it is Sarah Van Deel, as you said. Yeah. 14 jersey. Yeah. Much more attacking player. So defender off. Yes. And attacker on.
And Tennille Hay has already gone to right back, so they are now lined up pretty much exactly as they were in the semi, at least to start the semi-final against the Mariners.
She wasn't really getting much change out of defence here, Tennille Hay, so that was perhaps a sensible change, and she's straight into the action in defence here, Hay. Giving away a free kick almost immediately, Gemma Woolley. And, shot, pretty sensible shot from Mia Valverde. You've just moved back there, you've given away a free kick in the first maybe 10 seconds. Let's not have more of that. Or you'll be finding your way to my book, perhaps.
And by the way, just shout out to Angela de Poubet, Football New South Wales photographer. She's actually holding 2 cameras at once. One for short distance, one for long distance. Incredible stuff.
That is impressive. Now, Davison floats it in. Just the ball was sitting there just on the edge of the box. No one really coming for it. And here is our substitute now. Mandalay driving forward. Driving past Berridge. That's a terrific run now up that far left-hand side. Into play a teammate into space. Murdoch does really well and clears it away. Finds a yellow jersey. A turnover almost immediately. And Bogue has got it. Bogue. Turning the favour there, Bogue. Gives it straight back to Murdoch. And now Woolley looking to turn. But she's lost the ball again. And the battle in midfield now is really tensing up. Little miscontrol there. Not enough of miscontrol for Almeida to get on the end of it. Let's just see how they're setting up. You're right, it's 4 at the back now for SD Raiders. 2 up front. Sarah Mandalay and Tiana Almeida. Abigail Bogue sitting in behind them, so a much more attacking posture now. As we approach the hour mark, 90 seconds until the hour mark here. SD Raiders can they get themselves an equaliser before the hour mark. Hay floats the ball in. Is he going to stay in play here? Well, the wind has caught it and held it up somewhat. Over there on that far side, it's Davidson, and she plays it away. Trying to find Buchanan, couldn't quite find her. And Hay has got the ball. She takes a throw in quickly. And gets it back. Hay to step inside is the last touch off a green jersey. And it is indeed. She's not best pleased about that one to do. Hay. Bianca Galliani did really well. Closed her down quickly. And, worked hard to get that ricochet. And, slowing things down. We pause for a moment. The referee's just having Having a little word? No, away we go. Oh, beautiful control. With the feet, with the chest, futsal skills on full show there. She's turned it over to Erin Phelan, who finds Bogue. And Bogue in turn finds Almeida. Almeida floats the ball in just to the edge of the box, but it's picked up well, and a lovely little turn there for Bella Donaldson, and she's fouled as well as she turns. Great play. Shielded the ball well, waited for the contact. Mia Valverde is in agreement with those in yellow here, and said that will be a free kick. And they're slowing things right down here, as you'd expect. Ashton Davidson plays it long, looking for Semazar. Oh, it's a heavy clash there. Semazar, I think it was a shoulder to the head there. Semazar, she's gone down to Neil Hay. Looking, I think, more about, I want you to get up quickly than I hope you're not too badly injured. But, gives me a chance just to bring this in before we swap back to Eric in commentary. A lovely chat to Ellen Rosenberg-Semazar during the week. Very interesting backstory. Slovenian background. She's got a Slovenian father and a Swedish mother. Her mother worked in the diplomatic service, as they found themselves all around the world. It's like a sort of an espionage thriller story. She's lived in Pakistan. She's lived in Australia, of course, Sweden, Slovenia. She went to university in Austin, Texas. And she is thankfully back on her feet now. And we'll restart play with a drop ball. And we will return the main commentary mic to Eric to bring you home to full time. Eric, back to you.
Thank you, David. Expertly done. And, well, there's a bit of consternation among the SD side of things as to how that is restarted. The team in green trying to defend, and Holder takes a tumble. It's not going to be a free kick. Woolley looking to keep it alive and doesn't get the pass right. So can SD break? There's decent numbers back for Hills and Delay. Excellent first touch. So she'll run at Davidson. Finds the ball, and Berridge is in the way. And Berridge doing enough of the work to stop the opposition winger. Malone to Almeida. He's moving sideways. SD Raiders want him moving forward. It's wide to Bogue, and it's over the sideline by Helena Berridge. The point I was about to make. If it stays like this, SD Raiders, a couple of live wires on their bench. Live wire attackers, Amelia Savetta, Abuk Nur. So the job far from done for Hills United. But they lead 1-0 over SD Raiders as we head into the final. Well, it could be the final half hour of the grand final. It might not be, but as we're past the 60-minute mark, Monique Holder's strike is what separates the two teams. As there's a pocket of space for Phelan, she's passed it behind Abigail Bogue. There's a little bit of a chance for Hills to take a breather.
Things have settled down just a little bit now. The goal changed things around quite a bit. SD Raiders really pushing on. Maybe some gaps at the back, but they seem to have settled back into a back four now. Not quite committing as many players forward. But, Hills back in the attack again.
And again, good to see a healthy crowd, as I said earlier. On the scoreboard side of Valentine Sports Park, also, something I noticed earlier, one for your Valentine Sports Park bingo card. If you've been here a lot, you've seen this a lot. Referees, they finish their boys' youth games on the other field, and they've got frangos right in front of us. I have done something similar many, many, many times. So
we're calling them all. There's dominoes up
in
front
that's
there.
Right,
frangos.
Yes.
We're name-checking all of our non-sponsors. So if you're watching dominoes, we're here too.
Well, I'd say non-sponsors for now. Call us if you call us if you're interested.
In the immortal words of Homer Simpson, so far. So far.
Back to the action. It's Berridge considering what to do with this throw. And she's hurled them long, but there's a few short options. It's short towards Woolley. Right on the edge of the box. Does she keep it in? She does not. The flag is up on the far side from Casey Fleming. It is a goal kick. Oh, well done to these refs. None of them live close. So Mia Velarde and Hannah Sheridan, their association was Manly Warringah, Casey Fleming and Charlotte Finn from Football South Coast. So one of the literally hundreds of people that travelled a long way to be here for this grand final day. As it's a strong run. That's Phelan. And then Davidson keeps it away from Mandalay, but not from SD Raiders, as here's Bogue. And then Malone, another futsal player, by the way. Harris moves it wide, and an unfortunate slip for Tennille Hayes. That could have been promising. Ball is back with the team in yellow. And Buchanan with the left boot down the left-hand sideline, and it's the covering again from Jessica Neville. Pentecost sends it forward. Header from Galliini. Hay. Couple of headers, and Woolley was offside. Semazar is not going to get anywhere near that ball, so Pentecost. This is an interesting question, Dave. It's always when you're chasing a big game, you've got to throw more people forward, but in a sense, that might be what Hills United would want, because it gives the more aggressive SD Raiders are, the more space there is for Hills on the counter-attack. As the ball comes in, and yes. Oh, Gallieni is sharp, getting the better of Hay in that particular duel. She does whip it in, a corner kick, and just briefly, Dave, yes, it's a interesting conundrum for the Raiders.
Well, they seem to have set up with a back three now almost. Hay is really pushing on down this far right-hand side, and so when the ball is being played over the top, they're having to come across and sweep across after they've done several times there. So with Hay pushing on, it's almost a back three into a back four, but you're right, they have to take some risks. 65 minutes gone, you got to get a goal. It's grand final day, there's no tomorrow.
As Belladonson stretches out a calf in back play. Here's the corner. Into the 6-yard box, Pentecost unchallenged.
Such a good goalkeeper. That was absolutely quality take.
He sends it, and it's really near anyone, so the chase is on. Buchanan is there, so is Bogue. And it trickles over the near touchline. 66th minute here. Hills United 1, SD Raiders 0 in the League One Women's Grand Final. Second sub coming up. Ah, yes, another live wire. I didn't mention her. I should have. Royan Pollat. Very talented attacking midfielder who has also spent time at Sydney University. She is on for Erin Phelan. Now, apologies if I did get this wrong. I'm really stretching this here. I think Royan Pollat has received a Turkish youth national team call-up in the last couple of years, so says a lot about the ability she has. It's a good option for Bojan Radmiller, and SD Raiders do need it as they continue to chase the game.
Great knowledge, Eric.
Yes. Now Almeida, the touch does favor her. She's just inside the box, does get a shot away, and Simmons saves.
She nearly was in there. Koyaki, substitute, following up well. Ball was sitting there just for a moment. Nicholas Simmons did well to recover it.
How about the touch from Almeida?
Quality.
Killed it and just somehow made room for a shot, which had Nicholas Simmons diving. This is Holder. And Holder has won the free kick. By the way, I've spoken a lot about SD Raiders subs. Well, for Hills United, I mean, not that they're needing a goal, but there's possibly fresh legs in attack. And you've got Ellen Barrios, Portia Barrios, and Jess Wooten as it's challenged to Gemma Woolley, and Gemma Woolley hits the post with Pentecost speed, and she tried to loop it over the on-rushing keeper. Got that job done. She is millimeters away from doubling Hills United's lead. So close for the Hills number 7. We almost had rinse and repeat from the semi-final for Hills, because it was Holder and Woolley scoring against Marconi last week. And Murdoch will go play it back to the keeper, and Simmons is playing it towards midfield. Now, Pollat. Malone forward, Radmiller will chase. Does get to it in the far corner. Pollat is providing the support. Forced backwards. Malone looks up, and that's good work to block the ball that was aimed at the penalty box as Woolley can't get to it. Hills are stepping up. Gallieni has blocked the pass and will get some amount of room on the left-hand side. What are the runs looking like off the ball as Gallieni scoops it forwards? And covering theirs.
Unbelievable chasing back there from Tennille Hay. We mentioned that they're pushing her on and leaving 3 at the back, and she's playing as a sort of wing back. Absolute full pace for about 50 metres there, chasing back.
Abigail Bogue has gotten the better of Tamsin Buchanan. Donaldson's chasing, and that should be Nicholas Simmons, as I think a little bit not quite on the same wavelength of Bogue and Mandile, as Simmons sends it long, using that wind that you mentioned earlier, Dave. It's allowed to bounce the second time before it's cleared by Neville. Malone helps it on. Here's Harris. Now it's Holder defending and does enough to force a turnover, but there you go. Radmiller, by the way, speaking of players who'll get up and down for the remainder of this game what Hayes doing on the side nearest to us, Dave. Amanda Radmiller will certainly do that on the far side of the field.
You can see her really pressing on.
Mandalay could get to this one. The keeper's off the line. She's been forced wide, and Mandalay has hit the advertising boards behind the goal to our right. So the underhit back pass giving SD Raiders a chance. And while Simmons didn't get there, she was at least able to force Mandalay wider. And you'd have to say Dave Hills have gotten away with one there.
They really have. She was hovering on the edge of her box there as well, Simmons. If a shot had come in and had been on goal, Simmons would have had a choice to make. Does she use her hands on the edge of the box? That's end-to-end stuff here.
We'll never know. Woolley will chase this. Neville once again around on the cover. So throw-in. And there, this is at least 20 minutes more of this, folks. So buckle your seatbelts. But yes, as you alluded to, Dave, this game getting quite stretched.
It is. It is. Simmons just on the edge of her box there. She would have had to choose, am I going to handle the ball here on the edge of the box and stop a goal or let it go in? Lucky for her, the shot wasn't quite on target, but the ball's right down the other end almost immediately.
Now, Holden near the corner flag settles for the throw-in.
Exactly 20 minutes to go now. It's going to be very, very open.
Yes. By the way, while I give shout-outs to the media, well done to Maeve Sparrow, who was here last night for NPL Women's Semi-Final work, is back here again, doing a great job on the socials as that is headed out for a Hills United corner kick.
Now let's see how many players they send forward for this corner kick. This will be interesting. Another
now,
substitution.
It's Jess Wooten on for Gemma Woolley.
She's worked hard, Woolley.
Yes, she
has.
has.
Very, very hard.
I talked about Mandalay for SD Raiders having scored so many goals in this competition over the years. The same can be said for Jess Wooten. Scored goals at this tier, scored goals in the top tier, NPL Women's. Sneakily bagged a Manly Warringah FA Women's Premier League Player of the Year with Beacon Hill in 2019, among other things. What a great option for Alan Tassis to bring on, and she's straight into the mixer, Jess Wooten, as the corner comes in. Davidson was the closest to it for Hills, but it is cleared by Hay. Target forward work, Mandalay had to wait. She's done well, although the pass is behind Hay, and most of the Hills players are back. Hay and Galliini in good discipline and prevents forward progress.
She's worked very hard in defence, Galliini. You don't often expect that from a number 10. Yeah. Good in possession, of course, for a 10, but has worked incredibly hard in defence as well.
And Bia Velarde making sure Tennille Hay takes the throw in from the correct spot. And it is Hills United 1, SD Raiders 0, 72nd minute here. Monique Holder's clinical left-footed strike just after the break, what separates the two sides, as Galliini would hustle. Didn't get the decision she wanted, but Jess Wooten, sharp as always, and she will get to this right near the corner flag with Neville in close attendance. And again, David Feeney delighted to see the ball hit the corner flag for a second time in the game. This time it's out for a Hills United throw. And Tamsin Buchanan, by the way, all three Buchanan sisters have played here this weekend on this pitch. So it was Ella and Kaya Buchanan playing for Mount Druitt Town Rangers last night in the NPL Women's Semi against Bulls FC Academy. And Buchanan, a long throw, leads to a corner, so Buchanan feels she's done her job. There go, long throws again. One set piece leading to another, which Semazar will take.
The best thing about it hitting the corner post is the same corner post as well. What are the odds of the same corner post? One corner post, ridiculous. The same one twice, very, very long odds.
So only Mandalay forward. For SD Raiders, every other green jersey plus Pentecost back as Semazar delivers. Pentecost is up again. Two-handed punch this time. Polat will play it forward. Donaldson looks to have gotten the jump, and Donaldson will find Glenn Denning, who did stay on side. Sure. Dual one-on-one with Radmiller, who's the touch-off last, and has hit the other corner flag. David Feeney's having the night of his commentary live here.
What's going on here?
Hills United corner.
Both corner posts now. That is adequate.
So I reckon I've not seen the ball hit the corner post 3 times in one game in the 240 games of call for football in New South Wales?
2 and 2 minutes as well?
Yes.
What a treat.
So the set piece is building up for Hills. Can they make one of them count? Once again, Murdoch and Davidson up from the back. As it's in. And Aisling Davidson heads it, but heads it sideways, not forward. Second ball comes in. They didn't get it out of the box. Holder wants to wind up a shot. She does with the left boot. This time, tumbling save from Natasha Pentecost.
They're really going to have to throw some players forward now, ST Raiders. They've been leaving gaps already. They're going to have to leave some more. They want to get back into this game. Just over 15 minutes to go.
Might be a chance as Galliani perhaps feeling a little bit tight. She has done a lot of running, as you alluded to, Dave. But SD Raiders at least now in the hills part of the field, but not for long. And Hay decides she has to go back to Pentecost. They'll start again. Hills streaming forward to put the pressure on. The high pressing has been very good in the second half. There's another example as Semazar will take over. Some options in front of her, but the green jerseys are tracking back. She has found Glendenning, crossing position, and that is behind for a corner. I think from our vantage point made that look a little bit closer to the goal than it actually was. Nevertheless, a Hills United corner.
Just backpedal a bit there, Pentecost, just as it came off the foot of the defender. It's looped up in the air. Momentarily it looked like it was going to loop up over her head, but from Natasha Pentecost's point of view, just drifted safely wide into the side netting.
Yes. So this time Mandile with her and her aerial ability back for SD Raiders. It is Abigail Bogue who's been left forward for the team in green as the corner comes in. Davidson attacking it once again, doesn't really get a clean touch on it, at least at the first time. SD Raiders do clear. Galliani, bounce evades both her and Bogue, so here's Donaldson. Donaldson lobs it forward, and I think the play closest to that was definitely offside. Unique holder. It's into the final quarter of an hour of this thrilling 90-minute contest, plus whatever stoppages Mia Velarde chooses to add as Helena Berich sends one into the fence. This might be the chance that SD Raiders need, and they're getting on with it. This is the quick throw to Malone, and Malone with the pass that Simmons will fall on.
We're into that phase of the match now where the goalkeeper is going to fall over. We watched a few minutes of the under-23s final. Yes. The goalkeeper had her lace tied and then swapped sides inside the 6-yard box. It was glorious time wasting.
So in the under-23s grand final, called expertly by the Professor Melissa Muscat.
She's a terrific corner.
Yes. But Hills United seeing out the 1-0 win over St. George in under-23s. You had defenders tying keepers' shoelaces, keepers falling slowly on the ball. You had about 3 minutes of the ball near the corner flag by Hills.
Amazing.
Yes. And by the way, well done to Alan Tassis' son, Paul.
Yes, good call.
Who's the Hills under-23 coach and has a grand final victory to his name. But will it be like father, like son? We may be about 15 minutes away from finding out, as I think Holder's won yet another free kick.
Does he get 2 medals? He's, of course, the assistant coach here, as I believe. Does he get 2 medals
That's
for the
an
day?
internal thing. I believe they give you about 25 medals for a grand final win, so Hills can sort that out amongst themselves. But we're getting ahead of ourselves because that's great work on the far side. It's scooped up, headed away by Hay into a teammate. Neville clears. Donaldson. I think everyone's on side. Wooden is sharp, and that is well judged by Pentecost. That's got to be tricky as a keeper. It bounced, a high bounce right in front of you, but she timed her jump and caught it right in that shoulder height. Great goalkeeping.
Goalkeeper of the season in the entire competition last year. You can really see why. She attacks the ball really well, confident in the air. Couldn't do anything about that goal. It was just a clinical finish.
Yes. Of course, you mentioned goalkeeper of the season awards because yes, that's actually at the end of the month. It's the Football New South Wales Gala Awards for 2025, and then keep an eye out on the Football New South Wales League socials for this season's award winners. As Buchanan aims one at Semazar. That's Almeida, very deep. She does retrieve it, but SD Raiders will want her further forward as they chase the game. It is a nice ball out to the far side. I think that's Pollat. And Pollat is harassed. She did get it to Malone, and now it's the SD Raiders defenders passing it amongst themselves. Harris doesn't take the opportunity to turn as Jess Wooden leads the press, but they should have found a way out, and indeed Jessica Neville will cross the halfway line. Murdoch lunges. Murdoch takes over.
Just 2 back now for SD Raiders. Just 2 back.
And
throwing
it's
everyone
2 forward for Hills as Tennille Hay now chasing back once again to help out a couple of her teammates. Jess Wooden. Little shimmy. It's a tight angle. Here's Jess Wooden. Can she score? It's a great save from Pentecost. Wooden hasn't given up on it. Now the shot is going to come in, and it's scooped over the bar from Glendenning. Oh, Jess Wooden. It didn't seem like she had a lot on, but she's made something out of very little there. And the player who scored, I think, the clinching goal in the game, Hills United versus Central Coast Mariners here a few weeks ago. Game, well, I mean, we won't go into it now. Had to be played in 2 parts due to an injury that forced an abandonment. And Jess Wooden eventually scoring in the 4-2 win for Hills over Central Coast Mariners that should be offside, definitely. But yes, it just wouldn't score in the clinching goal. Hills United beating Central Coast Mariners 4-2. That's round 24, I think it was. And that gave Hills both the Premiership and the Club Championship.
She's looked very, very lively since she came on, hasn't she? Pacey in that first minute when the ball was played into the corner. And, she's been absolutely well. Free kick here.
And Hay has bundled Semazar to the ground. That was free kick near halfway, and Davidson is deciding to send it, and Galliani will not catch up to that.
Speaking of time wasting, we're getting into that phase of the game. Mandalay got the ball and placed the ball perfectly for the Hills player to take the free kick. So opposition retrieving the ball for the team taking the free kick. We're in that phase of the game now.
There we go. Double sub coming up for SD Raiders, it looks like. I think I see Abuk Noor. Not sure who the other player is. But first we got to look at this SD Raiders attempt to play out from the back. They've worked some room on the near side. Almeida once again deep and tracked by Donaldson. And played forward by Harris. Mandalay gets the first touch. Murdoch trying to affect the play. Murdoch stayed strong. Ball with Hills. Galliani. Wooten will jog forward to put the pressure on Pentecost, who's out of the box, and then didn't like the options. He just decided to go safety first and is heading back to her own 6-yard box. So yeah, subs are coming out. It's times like this, Dave, I'm glad we're on the same side as the technical areas. So subs are coming thick and fast. Ellen Berrios, another striker with a lot of experience in this division, is about to come on. She will come on for Monique Holder. So at the moment, Monique Holder is the Hills hero. There's still a lot of football to be played. And Holder, who is now, by the way, backup keeper Sarah Easthope giving Ashlyn Davidson a quick drink. I think Rani Plummer doing likewise for Bella Donaldson. But Monique Holder's 9th goal of the season is what separates the two teams. Getting the justified congratulations from the Hills bench. And Berrios on. I wonder if there's a slight reshuffle. Berrios has gone wide. So she's on the leftmost of the Hills midfield. She'll be tracking back as well. Galliani looks more centrally, playing in the role. That'd be the gap vacated by Monique Holder. Just Wooten remains up front. And yes, more subs coming. So Tennille Hay, that's the end of the shift for her. And in fact, double master is coming up, so apologies in advance if I get Mia and Angelina confused. But Mia Masteris on for Tennille Hay. And look to be at the right side of the defense, though. She'll get forward whenever necessary. I'm trying to figure out. It might be Maddie Malone, the other player who's made way. So Abuk Noor on the ball right now. And straight into the action, trying to be that live wire. Murdoch. Has she shepherded over? No, she hasn't. It's an SD Raiders corner. That's livened up the people who've travelled up here to Glenwood from the Fairfield and the Liverpool areas.
There's a huge Abuk Noor fan club down there. I can see them all. They've got signs. They've got one of those large faces, you know, that you often get at sports games.
Yes.
They are making a lot of great noise.
Could be a big moment in this one. It is Harris to deliver. Everyone back for Hills. It's up. It's away. Not quite. Awkward height for Pollat. Now Radmiller forwards. Davidson forward, and then the acrobatics, I think Semazar it was, against their old club. But it's still SD Raiders on the move, and Murdoch's got to be sharp here. Does Mandalay get a chance? She's ruled to a foul, the keeper, and our mics will pick up the consternation from the fans in green. So we're back forward, and Wooten almost off the shoulder. SD Raiders Hills. It's a bit early to park the bus. Bogue's found some space. Bogue and a couple of Hills players blocking the way to goal. And now as Wooten continues that press, that's allowed Hills to step up. It's much needed, but the pressure's going to keep coming from the Raiders. It's over, and flying header from Davidson before Buchanan completes the clearance. SD Raiders turn to have the ball in their own half the field. Mia Masteris under pressure, and Semazar's done enough to affect the pass forward. Hill's throw, and yes, I think as you pointed out, Dave, they're not exactly going to take this one quickly.
No, it's almost one at the back now. Another substitution coming up.
Okay, so this is defender for midfielder, I think, as Aisling Davidson is going to take a quick energy gel. I've always been curious about those kind of things, but that's a curiosity for another time. It's Rachel Glendenning. Good shift on the right-hand side for Hills. She'll be replaced by Rani Plummer, so remains to be seen. Plummer, normally a defender, that might just be kind of a more defensive player on the right side of the Hills midfield for this end-of-game situation. As it's Hills United 1, SD Raiders 0, 85 minutes played or thereabouts.
Not many injuries either. You can't imagine there's going to be much injury time. Semazar was down briefly, maybe for a minute max. So 2 to 3 minutes. You can't imagine it'll be more than that.
Yes. And we do await the signal from Charlotte Flynn, the fourth official, how much additional time there will be to play. But before that, it's Hills going backwards. Did they let it run out? They did.
Jess Neville almost on her own at the back now. She's got some support from Angelina Mastoris. She's broadly speaking just on her own at the back there.
Yeah. As it is Almeida, and she's found a gap to play it into. Mandela doesn't quite get there in time. Far side, that is Plummer. Her first touch of the game. Can't get it forward towards Wooden.
Vogue all the way forward now. Nayor forward also. Mandalay. They're just throwing everything forward now, as you'd imagine.
Harris on the turn in the center circle, finds Mia Masteris. And then it's given away. Barrios was onside, and the bounce does favor her. Wooden with a look over the shoulder to see where the pressure was. And yeah, that's definitely a lot of pressure from Amanda Radmiller. It will be a free kick. And now Almeida is just going to sort this out. And Harris having to calm down to Tiana Almeida. And
a little bit of
Mia
silliness
Velarde
there.
Mia Velarde.
Is there a card
going to
coming
chat
out?
to Jess Wooden. I think, well, this is possibly a Justin Davies problem for the match report, which you'll be able to read on the Football New South Wales League's socials later tonight. I think that's a yellow card for both Jess Wooden and Tiana Almeida.
Mandalay was in there too. There was some brandishing of the card.
Yes,
that wasn't
brandishing.
absolutely clear.
Excellent use of the word brandishing, Dave.
It's the only time you use the word brandishing. Is
yes, pretty much.
Any other usage of brandishing?
No, never heard of it in my life. Anyway, Donaldson with the free kick. Davidson still up there, but he doesn't get to it because of the defending from Almeida. Davidson has to sprint back, and now Muir will chase this one. Murdoch under pressure once again. She might get there, but the save from Simmons, and she gets it out of there. Simmons off the thigh, and she's closed down the angle just about well enough. I think that's a little win for her and the goalkeeping coaches. Donaldson just sends it forward. It's tense, to say the least, here.
Almost 3 different things happened there.
Yeah.
Nayor nearly got the ball through. The goalkeeper nearly missed it. There was nearly a handball as well, which would have been a potential red card. So amazing. 2 or 3 things all happening in the one incident there. And the crowd were up for Nayor, the Nayor fan club, on their feet there, raising the decibel level.
Now,
we've got an injury.
How do Sharina Harris going to need some assistance? Tassis giving Bella Donaldson some final, what he would hope would be final instructions. This last push. We're now in the 89th minute, and Hill's trying to hang on to a 1-goal lead. SD Raiders trying to force one home.
I remember a classic quote from Mick McCarthy, the coach of the Irish men's team. The defender said, "What should I do?" Mick McCarthy said, "I've never seen a player score from row X. Put it into row X."
Oh, yes.
That will surely be the guide for these last few minutes.
Also,
just get it away.
What a quote. I am going to use that now. Thank you, Dave. But anyway, as Harris back up and running, but it's Hills on the move. Wooden's used her body against Neville. Oh, Neville, I didn't like that. Mr. Raiders didn't like that either. Here's a free kick. Jess Wooden is probably going to have to be careful.
On the edge here. She's on the edge here. Yeah. She definitely got one of those yellows.
there. Semazar did well to win it against Mandalay. Here's Barrios, who looks up. There's Wooden in front of her. He goes in the vicinity of the corner flag. Keeps it in, so Bogue very deep to track back. And it's 14 on 14 here. Semazar, well, they double up on her. The two just about win it against their former SD Raiders player, as that's well done from Murdoch. And Murdoch's on a centre-back run, even at this late stage. And she's run into a green wall here. And then on the cover is Donaldson. And Donaldson will play forward. Sent forward. Almeida heads it sideways. Donaldson plays it to her coach, which is, I mean, kind of a mini version of what you just said. They can't score from row X.
Well, that's what she was trying to do there. She was trying to just long it, which is sensible in these last couple of minutes.
By the way, as again, it's on the near side of the field. SD is gradually moving up the near sideline. Oh, I'm pretty sure I remember Mick McCarthy, as I'll have to go back to that one possibly if I got time. Barrios chases this one. It's Mia Master is forward. Davidson keeps it away from Tiana. It's the deck as well. She's got to get up quickly. Oh, sorry, it's Newer. My apologies.
3 minutes of out of time. Charlotte Flynn has just put it up. 3 minutes of out of time.
A minimum of 3 minutes time added on.
The
minimum is important. As Almeida finds the ball, here's Mandalay. She shoots, and it's hit the bar. Who's going to find the rebound? Here's Amanda Radmillo. She goes back, shot from a tight angle, which is blocked by Helena Berridge. It's all happening here. Dave Feeney.
The crossbar comes to the rescue of Hills. Danger still not averted, though. But the crossbar denies us extra time. Danger not away yet.
And that will be a chance to breathe for the Hills folk. Mandalay, just like Gemma Woolley earlier on, hitting the frame of the goal. Hills survive by the narrowest of narrow margins.
There was no flag either. There was no flag. I looked down to the right-hand side here. No one offside. That would have counted.
Yes.
Do you like a late goal, SD Raiders?
They do. We saw that last week. Almeida's committed the infringement, and this, Dave, is going to be an absolutely slow motion free kick.
Another yellow there.
Yes. Who for? Well, it can't be Tiana, because I thought you got one already. But, yeah, that's anyway. But do your best, Dave. This is a Justin Davies problem for the match report.
Scroll back there, Justin. Maddie Malone, I think, seemed to be the nearest player.
Oh, my bad. She's still on the field. Okay, so I got that sub wrong. Okay.
Yellow card was brandished.
Yeah, brandished again. Now, she's going for distance, Hills, but something for Plummer to chase, and she's got the fresh legs, of course. So she will beat Malone to the ball. Now, what is Plummer doing? This is a woman who's clearly seen Hills see out the under-23 grand final against St. George. The corner flag's her new best friend.
Very sensible. They play to win the games. 1-0 wins you the game.
And that 2 minutes of time added on. By the way, to end my point about Mick McCarthy, I think, pretty sure a men's World Cup game against Egypt in 1990. I think he had a shot which went out of the stadium. I feel like I remember seeing that at some point.
That was his style, certainly.
Yes.
Clever play again, down into that corner.
Plummer again. Wonder if that was the instruction from Maltassis before she came on. But she has found a pass. Wharton, did she walk the tightrope? No, but a goal kick. It's not the worst thing in the world for Hills United, as we've had about 2.5 minutes of time added on. It's absolutely kitchen sink time now for SD Raiders. But they're short, so whatever they got to do, it's got to be quick. Tiana wants the ball. And it's a scissor kick from Semazar, and it's a goal kick.
Nearly the third time for the corner post there. Great skill there from Semazar. Caught that on the full.
Okay, yeah, I mean, for those of you who like game management, how did that second ball end up on the field for a brief moment? Anyway.
Touch of the Ibrahimovic is there from her fellow countryman.
Yes. Oh, yeah, great scissor kick. And there, that's a strong tackle from Berridge. This is going backwards. This is not where SD Raiders want the ball. I think the whistle might be in the mouth. There it is. And Hills United can forget the heartbreak of 2022 and 2023 because they have won a League One Women's Grand Final. And there's a pitch invasion. Once again, we've seen that like we saw in their game against the Mariners. Monique Holder's strike early in the second half is what separates the two teams. It has finished Hills United 1, SD Raiders 0. Dave Feeney, your thoughts on what we've just seen?
Well, the game was panning out in that way in the first half, wasn't it? It was so close. We said it. It was either going to go to penalties or perhaps one goal would be the difference. It was just that little bit of quality, as we saw from Monique Holder, drove in a left-footed shot. leaving Natasha Pentecost with no chance. That one moment of quality. Both sides hit the bar, though, so those things evened out. And so on balance, you would have to say, Hills United, they topped the table. They were the premiers, and they have backed that up with a deserved championship win against a very, very brave SD Raiders side.
Yeah, it's a treble for Alan Tassis and for Hills United. Premiership, Club Championship, Grand Final victory, and actually the fourth thing, presuming all the boxes are ticked, they will be playing in the top tier NPL Women's for the first time in the club's history next season. It's been a wonderful journey over these last 4 years, and this 4-year journey appears to have been capped off. They finally won a grand final. And for SD Raiders, it's one step further. They lost in the semi-final, as you said, Dave, last year. They lose in the grand final this time around, but they have, as they huddle around, they have had a wonderful season.
Someone else has had a wonderful season as you, Eric. I think you are the person who is the voice of this competition on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. So well done to you on a terrific season. The #1 supporter of League One Women's is Eric Subiana. So well done to you too.
Thank you so much for your kind word, Dave. Also, before I forget, thank you to our camera operator Gavin, who's keeping the stream going and has got very cleverly got his own espresso monitor in front of him to make sure it's all going live. But SD Raiders, well done to them as they thank their fans. We will stay aligned. Gavin will be filming the presentation. I just want to say before we sign off, history for Hills, the last time a Football New South Wales Women's Club won grand finals in all 3 grades was 2015, Bankstown City in the old third tier, the old State League Women's, when they won first grade, reserve grade and under 17s. Well, that's what Hills United have done today, winning grand finals in under 18s, under 23s, and what we've just seen in first grade. So history for Hills United.
Just shows how hard that is. Hasn't been done for 10 years, and that is an absolute testament to this side. The coach, Alan Tassis, congratulations to them. They've deserved this on balance. A very tight affair, as we said. But those couple of moments of quality, they were solid at the back as well. Started the game better, finished the game really well, and scored a goal just the other side of half-time to be the deserving winners. Hills United.
We've got to make way for the presentation. It's time to say goodbye. So on behalf of Football New South Wales, on behalf of broadcast partner Sportscast, Gavin, our camera operator, and thank you so much, Dave Feeney, for joining us and giving me company on the stream. It's Eric Subihano signing off for the end of the Football New South Wales winter season, or at least the end of the League One women's season. There's a couple of streams next week. Keep an eye out on the usual socials that we're doing, but we've got to sign off now. Take care and see you soon. And just remember, kids, keep working hard, and your dreams might come true, because Hills United dreams came true tonight. See you next time.
Can we take this stuff right now? Here for 2 minutes. You can come in.
very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Valentine Sports Park and welcome to the official ceremony for the 2025 League One Women's Grand Final for first grade. Ladies and gentlemen, what a game that was. Fantastic effort from both sides, but unfortunately there can be only one winner in a grand final. Firstly, to our runners-up this evening, SD Raiders, what a season and what a performance you've put in tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for our runners-up, SD Raiders. But of course, in grand finals there can only be one winner. And this evening we'll be creating a new champion in Hills United FC. Football New South Wales, firstly we'd like to thank everyone here this evening. You created a wonderful atmosphere for this grand final. We'd also like to acknowledge the Football New South Wales life members, board members and representatives from all clubs. Football New South Wales would also like to thank our valued sponsors for their ongoing contribution to our wonderful game in New South Wales. A big thank you to Kappa, Wholesale Trophies, Nine Ad Manager, VO, and the official ball sponsor for the 2025 League One Women's Competition, MITA. Their ongoing support is invaluable and we thank them very sincerely. Well, let's get on with the presentations. And our special guest this evening for our presentations, Head of Competitions at Football New South Wales, Mr. Troy McCall. Fans go well. Now, our first award of this evening is the Player of the Match Award. It was voted on this evening by a panel of 3 journalists from Football New South Wales. The Player of the Match is awarded to the player who lifted on the biggest occasion and made the most impact in today's grand final. The winner of the 2025 Player of the Match is from Hills United FC, and she wears number 3. Player of the Match is Lindsay Johnson. And you are also welcome to say a few words.
Sorry, I wouldn't have got this award without my team. There's 10 other people on the field to get through before it gets to me, so I really wouldn't be here without those girls. I really owe everything to them, so thank you.
Congratulations, amazing on your performance this evening. Now we turn our attention to our officiating party for this evening, and in football we can't do without the ongoing contributions of our referees. And today has been no exception. So I would like to call upon them one by one to receive their medals for participating in this evening's grand final. Starting with referee Mia Bellardi. Assistant referee Hannah Sheridan. Assistant referee Casey Fleming. And the biggest job of the night, holding that big sign, our 4th official, Charlotte Quinn. So one more time, ladies and gentlemen, can we please hear it for our referees who officiated this in a fine fashion. Thank you, ladies. So now we'd like to turn our attention to this evening's runners-up. And I would like to call upon the captain of SD Raiders, Jess, to come and say a few words and to please introduce her team and coaching staff to receive their medals.
Firstly, congratulations, Hills. You guys had a great win tonight and a great season. You gave everyone a good challenge and you made us work hard throughout our season as well. Thanks to the referees. We can't play without you guys. Thank you to our team. You guys, we had our ups and downs, but we stuck through it, and it really made us stronger. So super proud of you guys, super proud of our coaches. they go above and beyond for us, so we wouldn't have been here without them. And thank you for our crowd tonight. You guys are amazing. And Amanda, Duggan, Amelia, Mia, Ash, Abby, Kai, Olga, Tennille, Abook, Caitlin, Chaz, Erin, Sarah, Rose, Maddie, Lane, Julia, Zach, Ryan,
Ladies and gentlemen, can we please hear it one more time for the runners-up in the 2025 Football New South Wales League One Winners Competition. A great season. Congratulations, Raiders. You've got a lot to be proud of. It's now time to present the medals to our champions for 2025, and I would like to call back to the stage Aisling to come and say a few words on behalf of Hills United and introduce her players and coaching staff to receive their medals.
First of all, I'd like to acknowledge FC Raiders. It's a position we've been in many times, and I know it's heartbreaking that you guys have had a really good season, so I think you should be proud of yourselves. I think you're the only team this year that we haven't beaten, so we knew we wanted to come out and really perform, and unfortunately we did that for your sake, but yeah, just be proud of yourselves, girls, and hold your head up high. I'm sure you'll go out and celebrate your season now anyway. For my team, we finally fucking did it. Third time's a charm. It took everything in us. I think it's really good we get to go out and celebrate now without tears. To Alan, I've been with Alan for nearly a decade and every year's been promotion year, so for it to finally happen, it's a breath of fresh air. Thank you to Alan, all the girls, to the coaching staff, Leanne for washing our jerseys every week, the crowd up there for cheering us on. Thank you to Kristen as well, Holly, literally everyone. Thank you so much. Ellen? H? Bella? BJ? Amy? Tamsin? Nick? Ronnie? Mon, Zoe, Ewan, Rachel, Jess, Gemma, Portia, Izzy, Brooke, Sarah, Alan, Nick, Leanne, Paul and Lockie. Thank you guys.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, the fact that Hills United FC were the premiers, they've also received premiership medals on top of their champions medals. It's been a big year for this club, and it's about to be topped off. So please, we've got a couple more to go. So ladies and gentlemen, We now crown the 2025 Football New South Wales League One Women's First Grade Champions, Hills United. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Football New South Wales, we would like to thank you all for your attendance and creating a wonderful atmosphere here this evening. Commiserations again to SD Raiders. Congratulations to Hills United. And we thank you for your ongoing support in season 2025. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. See you in 2026.
Next game.